So guys, what's up? It's been a while. Okay, so let's do this quickly, briefly. I don't intend to make it a part video, just part one. But then I think there will be need for part two. I don't know if it's not more than 10 minutes. I'll just make it only one. But if it's more than 10 minutes, I'll have to break it into two. So warning, very fast. Please and please, if you know you are a religious bigot, just swipe up, swipe up. Like, this is not for you. Don't just come. If you are going to stay and you want to comment or say anything, just lay forth your argument. Let's organize a meeting. Let's have a TikTok live session or whatever. You bring forth your argument, I bring forth mine, and then we discuss. It doesn't mean that we won't have to win. You could just leave two extreme ends and meet at the middle, whatever the case may be. Please don't haul insult at the comment section. So this is for the sheshe people, the traditionalists. Yes. And if okay, I might be looking down from time to time. I'm making use of my book. All right. So I've got some points here. You just bear with me. It's not going to be much. So swipe up. So this is laying down the truth, the facts, then you making your choice. It's not going to be okay. Of course, I stand to be corrected. Put your comments in the section, in the comment section. Put your comments in the section. Put your comments in the comment section. Put your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, you got it right. Okay, so let's go. Sometimes ago, I was speaking with a doctor, and then he was trying to encourage me, and he was saying a lot of things, and then he was describing how in those days while he was younger they used to go to church in the day, in the morning, and then when they come back at night they go to the shrine, to the worshippers, to the sheshe people, and they eat. Is it whatever they are using to worship, maybe Ogun or whatever, or is it Egun? Yeah, he's here. He said he used to dance Egun dance. He used to dance Egun dance, and he said, oh man, he said he used to follow those people that dance Egun, I know man, Egun Alare masquerade. And so a time came, he said there was a shift in his spiritual life, and then he had to go and destroy those gods, those shrine. He had to go and destroy them by himself. He said he knows the kind of family he's coming from, and so he went and destroyed the shrine by himself. And the Spirit of God just said to me naturally, he said, because you are the weakness of that shrine, that's why you are able to destroy that shrine. That is because the shrine recognizes you as his son, as his own, so you have the power over the shrine. Maybe some shrine can be destroyed arbitrarily with 3 days fasting, believing in the name of Jesus Christ, going with your spiritual weapon. But sometimes there are some shrines that are principalities. You don't just go, because in fact God gave them power, and they have powers. They are powerful. So there are some shrines, there are some worship altars that you dare not go and destroy anyhow, except you are you are the blood of the owner of that shrine, or let me say you are part of that lineage. The shrine sees you as its own, and so you betrayed the shrine and you destroyed it. That's the only way the shrine might not be able to hurt you back or do anything, or that's how you are able to destroy the shrine. So that was my thought. Of course I could not tell him then, because I was thinking of it. I just felt like, well, so many Christians are betrayers. If you look at the policy, the Christian way, the way Christian entered into Africa, entered into the Yoruba land, you find so many things, so many lies, so many hypocrisy, so many things like that. That was the thought. And when it came to me, I just felt like there's nothing I want to tell this man. He has made up his mind. However, the fact is, many Christians had no issues with the traditional worshippers right from the start. Many traditional worshippers had no issues with the Christian worshippers. They were doing things together. That was what I was able to pick from him, and many others also. In fact, in those days, Muslims do not have problem with traditional worshippers. Traditional worshippers do not have problem with Muslims. In fact, traditional worshipper gave land spaces to Christian worshippers to Muslims and all of that, because the traditional worshipper, the Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, the Yoruba people, the African people are open towards any type of religion, as long as you are worshiping God, the creator, Eledumare. They believe you are also worshiping the same God as they are. Not until Christians began to increase, Muslim increase, yet are now using the same land, the same space, the same privilege given to them against the traditional worshippers, against the Ìṣẹ̀ṣe people. Now they gave you land, you mount your pulpit, and the next thing is to speak against them. I think I've done that when the time passed. Well, maybe not directly, maybe not, but I think I know better now. And not as though I'm an Ìṣẹ̀ṣe worshipper, but I can see the truth very well now. And I can say I'm an Ìṣẹ̀ṣe worshipper. Anything, I know many people will say a lot of things, right? Right. So many people will get confused by many of the things I'm going to be saying here today. However, I just need the knowledge to get across to you, so that you know what you are doing. Many lies that we've been told in time past will be a thing of the past. So why am I even doing all of this video? Number one, right, for you to know the truth, for you to treat your elders well, respect, for you to acknowledge and respect them the way you do to your father in the Lord, the way you do to your pastors, for you to acknowledge. It's not even to pity the traditional worshippers. No, it's not about pity. It's not about pity party here, but it's the truth, because even they are not still even talking. There are so many things that is being done against traditional worshippers daily, and they do not talk. Their association do not come up. They don't go to the court to sue Christians. Look at the Christian movie. They tarnish the image of the traditional worshippers. They do all man. Just imagine the other day they did a movie and they dragged the Muslim, this Afasule of a thing. You remember that saga now? Those Islamic people took them to court and they dragged the matter in court very well. Until date, when you are featuring Muslim and Muslim characters in your movies, there is a limit to how you go. In fact, Christians too, there is a limit to how they don't even use them, right? That you see that the Ìṣẹ̀ṣe people are so open-minded, so long suffering. Let me use that word. However, let's just know the truth, and let's know how we deal with these people. Let's know how we relate to them. Let's not trivialize them. Let's not relegate them. In fact, in many cases you find an elder that is worthy of respect, but you don't respect the person just because he's an Ìṣẹ̀ṣe person. It's weird. These are the values that Christians have taken up over the years. They just turn and change all around. In fact, if traditional worshippers were to be doing what Christian worshippers did or are doing now, Christians would never have grown on this land. Impossible. The ideology of, if traditional worshippers were to be doing like the Christians now, if that was how they did then, they wouldn't have given you space. They wouldn't have given you land. They wouldn't have given you privilege to bring your worship, your ideology, your value, and colonize their people. They would not have. But we are where we are. However, I'm saying this for you to respect your elders. You find elders in the bus. You to these people, acknowledge them, but you don't want to stand up because you saw the bangles, you saw the chain, you don't even want to see anything ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ red. You don't even want to see that bead ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ red. Ti ẹ̀fẹ̀ rárá tó bá ti orí ẹ̀ ti tọ̀nà lẹ̀ àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ni. And because you are a man of God, you are a woman of God, you don't acknowledge, you don't respect, you have thrown away the culture. It's a wrong thing. This has to stop. It has to stop, and that's why I'm making this video. So what is traditional worship? Kí ni nǹkan tí à ń pè ní Ìṣẹ̀ṣe gangan? Kí ni Ìṣẹ̀ṣe yẹn gangan? Kí ni nǹkan tó jẹ́? What is traditional worship? Now, traditional worship is acknowledging these things I'm going to list. Like there are about 5 of them. I'm going to put up a video. You see a picture right now. You might see that video. It's a video of Professor Peter Fatomilola. He used to act drama, the movies, Nigerian Nollywood, Yoruba Nollywood. You see him there. He's a professor and he's also a traditionalist, right? So he made a little bit of explanation there. You can also visit that YouTube video and see things. He was interviewed by a very great man like that too. I've forgotten his name now. So there are few pillars, very, very few pillars of traditional worshippers. As I list them, you will know that you yourself listen to me, you are a traditional worshiper. Well, go Oníṣẹ̀ṣe ni ẹ́, but you don't know, right? Everything has just been confused, right? So let's go ahead. Number one, Elédùmarè. 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 You see, Yorubas right from the start believe in the worship of Elédùmarè, believe in the supreme being, the God in heaven, in heavens of heavens, however you want to describe him, however it has been described, however he has been described from the Quran or from the Muslim, from the whatever. But we know that there's a supreme being which we call Elédùmarè. So these are the pillars of traditionalists, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. These are the pillars of Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Tí o bá fi lè máa ṣe àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí, Oníṣẹ̀ṣe ni ẹ́. Acknowledging God, worshiping God. Number two, your parents, bàbá ẹni, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, òbí ẹni, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, ìkin ẹni, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni. Your parents, the two, father and mother, they are something you worship, they are people you worship. Àwọn gangan tí a bá ti ń bọ wọ́n, a ti wà nínú Ìṣẹ̀ṣe nìyẹn. Tó bá ti ń bọ Elédùmarè, tó ń bọ bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ, tó ń bọ ìyá tó bí ọlọ́mọ, ó ti wà nínú Ìṣẹ̀ṣe nìyẹn. Orí ẹni, ẹlẹ́dàá ẹni, orí inú ẹni. It's not the skull I'm eating. I'm talking of the inner head, which we believe. Orí ẹni. You see some people find their head so special, like they don't even want to carry load on their head. Some will tell you, "Má fọkàn ẹlẹ́dàá mi o, kíni kan," all of those things. Many people are very careful, but because we believe that there's an ẹlẹ́dàá nínú wa, which is not far-fetched from the supreme being that we believe in, that created you and I. The Yoruba believes in the supreme being that created heaven and earth. Right before the Christians came or Muslim came, Yoruba believe in the worship of Elédùmarè, the supreme being. Ìkin ẹni. Of course, this is encoded in Ifa. We'll talk about it some other time. However, take it from me to be as your purpose in life. Ohun tí o wá ṣe nílé ayé gan-an, a lè sọ pé òun ní ìkin ẹni. Kákọ̀ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ná. For now, we'll still talk about it later. But it's encoded in Ifa. Now, if you do all these things, you worship all of these things, I'm telling you, you are an Ìṣẹ̀ṣe person already. You are a traditionalist. You are not just branded traditionalist because you have taken after Christianity or you have taken after Islam or what have you. But if you are doing these things, you are a traditionalist already. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe gangan nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá à ń pè ní Ìṣẹ̀ṣe làgbà. Òun ni àwọn Yorùbá ṣe máa ń sọ wípé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀sẹ̀ Ẹ̀fà ló ń sọ. Ó ní kí là ń bọ lótùfẹ̀ ká tó bọrí ká tó bọ̀rìṣà. Kí là ń bọ lótùfẹ̀ ká tó bọ̀rìṣà. Orí ẹni là ń bọ̀ ká tó bọ̀rìṣà. Ìgbà torí ẹni ń gbé ní ibo lòrìṣà wà, orí là bá bọ àbá fòrìṣà sílẹ̀. In fact, you have to even worship your own creator, your inner head. You have to worship your creator before you even think of worshiping any òrìṣà. Yes, the òrìṣà in Yoruba land, of course, that's what we are going to talk about next now. The òrìṣà in Yoruba land, the Ṣàngó, the Ọ̀ṣun, the whatsoever, people worship them. However, they believe that you have to worship, you have to be enshrined in Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, you have to be deeply rooted in Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, which is the worship of Elédùmarè, the worship of your parents, and the worship of your inner head, and the worship of your purpose. Take that one like that, the worship of your purpose, before you can even think of worshiping any other idol. You have to acknowledge these things strongly. However, everything has been painted upside down. Many people are misjudged, many people are misconstrued. It's not supposed to be. But now you know the truth. The Yorubas and the Africans are very simple. They lived a simple life before the colonialists came, complicated everything with religion, with all manner of doctrine, with all manner of oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí wọ́n kọ́ pòpọ̀ tí wọ́n fi irọ́ kún. Òótọ́ wà nínú ẹmu, òótọ́ wà nínú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ rẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n irọ́ náà tún bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n pòpọ̀, and they built all manner of ideology around it, and we are where we are. See, if you are not doing any of these things, you are lost. We might have some Ìṣẹ̀ṣe worshipper that do not acknowledge Elédùmarè, but acknowledge Ṣàngó and worship Ṣàngó. It's hard. You can hardly find such. However, all Yorubas, traditionalists, believe in the supreme being, Elédùmarè. Now that brings us to the concept of Òrìṣà. ẹni òrìṣà dá, you must have seen video, you must have seen correction all around. Ẹni òrìṣà dá là ń pè ní òrìṣà. In fact, you must have heard the Yoruba says that àwọn òbí ẹni òrìṣà ẹni ni wọ́n. Ìyá ẹni òrìṣà, bàbá ẹni òrìṣà. Òun la ṣe sọ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa bọ wọ́n. Òrìṣà ni wọ́n. Ẹni òrìṣà dá. For the children, the parents are their idol. Òrìṣà ni wọ́n jẹ́ fún wọn. A gbọ́dọ̀ máa bọ wọ́n. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, a gbọ́dọ̀ máa bọ wọ́n. Maybe you are not an òrìṣà, but then, okay, a very good example. Do you know, as I speak to you, that Daddy Gio, if he passes on to tomorrow, he will be idolized. In fact, he's an idol as we speak. Òrìṣà ni bàbá as we speak. There is this this place he worship, he prayed when he was in redemption camp. I think Open Heaven Grounds or so. The room he first slept and all of that. Today, as I speak to you, there are people praying there. People queuing to go and pray there. People are receiving their testimony. Yes, they are. Many people are receiving, maybe not all, but at least a substantial people are receiving their answer. What is Òrìṣà? People with special abilities, people who has been separated for special works. Tọ́lọ́run bá yà ẹ́ sọ́tọ̀ pé kó bí àwọn ọmọ sílé ayé. Òrìṣà ló jẹ́ ẹni tọ́lọ́run òrìṣà dá láti ṣokùnfà bíbí àwọn ọmọ báyìí. Òrìṣà ni ẹ́ lọ́nà kan, òrìṣà kan ni ẹ́. Yes, and so when you hear the word òrìṣà, see, Yorubas are not always the type that, you palm oil all of this nonsense, this abogi bokpe oríṣiríṣi. No. It's a misconception that was done even in the Bible. In the Bible and many of our textbooks and many of this public opinion, it's a misconception. Yes. In fact, the misconception was so great such that they call the issue of the Yoruba land, they call him Satan. No, Eshu is not Satan. It's not at all. How can the Satan of the Bible, that the Bible says he was adorned with glory, precious stones, silver, name it. If he shakes his body, it is music. His music, Lucifer, adorned beautifully and wonderfully made. How can it be the Eshu? Eshu Agborita, Eshu Asherereshebi of the Yoruba people? It's not true. But as they translate the Yoruba Bible, they included Eshu, as Satan. They put, some people say it's intentional just to, put out the worship of Eshu that is so prominent in Yoruba land and to condemn the worship of Eshu. Some said so. But why am I even saying all of this? What are the lessons learned? See, before you go and be worshiping one pastors, before you say, oh God, and I just remember something now. Allegedly, they once said, oh, Daddy Gio called for ministers' conference, among ministers meeting, senior ministers, and Daddy Gio off his trousers and his shirt and said all the ministers to do likewise. And when they did likewise, you see bante, you see ifunpa, you see this, you see that, all manner of charms in the body of senior ministers. Allegedly, please, allegedly. You cannot hide from these things. These things are there. You cannot take away the worship, the traditional worship from their people. And now that there's African Renaissance going on, the revolution is starting already. In fact, that's not even started, but at least we are still warming up. You find these things coming back and people asking questions. Of course, this video I know I've answered a lot of questions already. Òrìṣà ni mí o. Yes, Òrìṣà ni mí. Well. I might not have children now, but then I know. Okay, if you don't know, you don't know. I know what I'm talking about when I say I'm an Òrìṣà. I know, and I know about it. So maybe later you will know why I'm saying that I'm an Òrìṣà. So before you worship any pastor, worship your Creator. Worship your God in heaven. Worship your parents. Worship your purpose. And they tell you now, worship your purpose. Worship your purpose. What you have been called to do here on earth. Make sure you worship it. You know why? Many of these pastors will not call you again. By the time you don't pay tithe, you don't give offering, nobody will. You by the time you are miserable doing other man's work, nobody will call you again. No, nobody will call you again. And now you now say because your father and your mother they are traditionalists, and so you will not acknowledge them. You left home, you did not send anything to them, because they are not doing the same religion with you, you now begin to misbehave and do anyhow. Make I not talk say make Ogun kill you. Because if I talk am, e go happen. Stop all that nonsense. The fact that traditional worshippers does not mean that they are not worshiping the same God as you are worshiping. They are just doing it in the traditional way, the most simplest way, before the religionists, the colonialists came and confused all of us. Confuse us. Confusion. Extreme confusion. Of course, the confusion is so smooth before many people that you can't even say many of these things in churches. You can't even talk about many of these things. They begin to argue blindly, they begin to talk nonsense, they begin to say you are falling into error, they begin to say all manner. And these things are, if I don't take all my word for it, make use of your Google. Research this thing. I stand to be corrected. Let's have a dialogue and see these things that we are talking about. So before you worship any pastor, they came with all manner of body. After you are through worshiping your pastor, the senior pastor that is follow, the one that is next, you keep on worshiping, and all that man. And yet you left your own parents in the village. You left them in the town or wherever they are, because they are not worshiping the same way you are worshiping. They are not doing the same thing you are doing. You condemn them. Who brought about all of these things? How now? Who bewitched us? How? How now? You not stop all this nonsense. So they make sense again. They make sense. Let's have a change of heart. Now, acknowledge traditional worshippers. Acknowledge them. Those people tried for you as a Christian. I know some Christians are listening to me right now. They tried. They sat and watched and saw you. They even gave you land and properties. They are still giving. They have no issue. Many of them are your kings. You go and meet them. You do worship service. You do crusade in a city. You go and meet the king, who is a traditionalist, and the king will give you land, plenty land, and then you will go there again and go and be condemning the god, or you be condemning what the king is doing. You be condemning his worship, his altar. You be condemning. You be doing all manner. You be saying all manner of rubbish. In fact, I don't know the biggest hypocrites apart from the Christians. I don't know. They are hypocrites and they are betrayers. But it's time for us to have a change of heart. Let's just have a change of heart. Let's think deeply. I know they've taken away our brain. Wọ́n ti kó ọpọlọ wa lọ. Etí wa nìkan kọ́ lọ gé lọ. Wọ́n kó ọpọlọ wa lọ. Débi pé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kankan wà tó bá ń sọ fún wa gan, àní gbọ́, àní gbà, agídí iná làwọn máa ṣe. Ibi tí pásítọ̀ gan mọ̀ dé gan, wọ́n máa tún fi ti ẹkún. Wà á tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní san kàtàn. Ó máa sọ rádaràda, ó máa ṣe rádaràda. These things are before your eyes. They are before you. Research it. The fact that we do not worship like Christians worship, we do not worship like Muslims worship, does not mean we are not worshiping God. Does not mean we are not worshiping Elédùmarè, the supreme being. But Christians and Muslims, let's stop all this confusion. Àìmọye oríkì tí àwọn Christian lọ mú nínú àwọn oríkì òrìṣà. Wọ́n máa fi pé Ọlọ́run owó kèmbèrè bí ìjà. All manner, gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀lẹ̀kú tó ń ṣe kíní kan. Let's just begin to ask questions now. Let's begin to ask questions. Let's see how we can, live together as one. Stop all this division. He's a Muslim, he's a Christian. Stop all this division. Let's take forth and let's build on our Africanity. Let's build on our humanity as Africans. Let's build on that and put religions aside first. The fact that he is not doing what you are doing, it does not mean that he is of the devil, according to your own belief, according to your belief. Now, after they succeeded in painting all idols, all gods, all culture of the Yorubas, of the African, after they succeeded in condemning it, they are giving you their own. They have given you their own now. The only thing that is remaining for you now is to sign homosexuality and start doing what they are doing. Of course, we have been worshiping money. Everybody is worshiping money. The pastor, the imam, worshiping money. They took away our culture. They took away our creed and gave us greed. These are things I sang in my song, Voice of Africa. And now, everybody is either worshiping money, your pride. You worship money, your pride. Those are the major things people are worshiping. Those are the things that we are worshiping. Money. Everybody's out there for profit. For profit. And we are all like zombie. Monday morning, you see zombie on the road. We are all like that. Now, until we begin to wake up as Africans and begin to see these things for what they are and unite ourselves together and stop dividing ourselves on matter of religion. Until we start working together and stop dividing ourselves, we might not move forward. We will just always be slaves to the slaves and muguns and stupid folks, to the colonialists, neo-colonizers. Now, of course, they are colonizing us from their place. So let's stop all of these things. Let's stop religious bigotry. Let's face reality. Let's face humanity, and let's work together. Because at the end of the day, hunger, hunger will not know your religion. Hunger will not know your religion. Hunger, poverty, destruction will not know your religion. We only know you as human. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. I long to hear from you. I just want to hear from you. Let me have your thoughts, and please share this video if it's really shed more light to the confusion you've had. Talk about it. We all must unite ourselves. We all must work together as one and do great things. Thank you so much. God bless you.